Well, this needs to happen tonight. Pretty solid first period, but wheels came off the bus in the second and never really did find any traction after that. A little bit disappointing. Found out tonight that, shockingly, Mikko Koskinen is human. He didn't have his best game. Didn't have to do too much in the first period. Not a lot of shots went his way. So sometimes that works against a goalie. Gave up 2, I think, in 40 some odd seconds or whatever. Not the kind of goals you'd like to see, but shit happens. Connor in the first period was flying around. He went inside outside on 5 sends and made him look ridiculous. Almost 2 times kind of back to back there. Got a couple of calls, but there was one sequence, I think it was in the second period, and I was watching. I'm like, man, there's like 5 or 6 infractions on the guy in one shift. Like, holy fuck! Like, really, Edmonton should be drawing 15 power plays a game. It's crazy. And the power play didn't seem to have it going tonight. I think having a few different bodies out there changes it a little bit, and it probably cooled off a little bit. I think you can afford to have Neil or Chase on your power play, but I don't think you can afford to have both of them out there at the same time. I think Tippett recognized that, and later on in the game he started putting Haas out there with those guys, and if Nuge is going to be out a little bit longer, I'd like to see that at the start of a game and not in garbage time late in the third period. Smith came on in relief there and thought he was all right. I didn't fault him for the fourth goal. That was kind of a fucking broken play, and Larson and Clefbaum looked pretty suspect there. Cleffy's having a hard time, the last few games. Maybe all this talk of him being a Norris candidate or whatever is made him kind of play outside of himself a little bit. Like I can't remember who we were playing, but he had 2 pinches that were kind of suspect and left Caleb Jones alone to defend 2-on-1s, and kind of was getting into that again tonight. It's kind of thinking right now, Nurse and Bear are a really solid pair. They seem to be able to break up cycles and get the puck going the other way, and not giving up too many bad odd man rushes. And yeah, I like what I see out of those two. Wouldn't mind seeing that for years to come. When was the last time we had that? I mean, man, you probably have to take it back to the days of Jason Smith and Steve Stales as partners. It's funny, you lots of people are mad and whatever that we should beat bottom feeding teams and stuff. It's almost like I've come to expect that we're gonna be in for a tougher game against these guys than like Pittsburgh or Washington or some of the elite teams in the NHL, St. Louis. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's you start. I guess maybe it's a bit of human nature. You start thinking you're better than another team before you even start to play, and works against you. Have to, you know. I guess I grew up watching the '90s Chicago Bulls, and when they were in their heyday, and usually they approached every game the same way. They'd come in with their suits on and sort of punch the clock and go to work, and at the end of the night clock out, and be just another win, and you know rinse, recycle, and do it again the next day. And this team kind of has to get that. You go, you do your job, and the Patriot way, and carry on. All business. Never let your foot off the gas. I'm not sure it was a case of really underestimating tonight. I just think, the first period they played a really solid period, and then the second period, Ottawa got their game going, and a couple of goals in a short time frame there, and I think it kind of put us back on the 8 ball. And somebody like Cassian would have maybe smacked somebody or whatever, and woke everybody up and changed the momentum, but that just didn't happen tonight. And for the first time in a long time, power play was kind of cold. Good zone time, but not a lot of dangerous chances were created. I think sometimes though, like this whole thing of leaving the first unit out there for pretty much the full 2 minutes, I think maybe a little bit of the strategy is to work the puck around and kind of tire out the penalty killers, and sort of late in the power play, pot a goal, because the other team's tired and they can't respond to the passing that's, pretty precise. But once you take Nuge out of that top group, and you have Neil and Chase on both out there at the same time, then you lose a little bit of that skill and that puck sort of movement. And both of those guys want to just try to jam it and shove it in the net, and I don't know, it's cooling off a little bit, to be expected. So like I said, like later in the game, they put Haas on that unit, and he's got that speed, but also I think he's a little bit more of a thinker out there too, and he'll try to make some plays. And so if Friday night Nuge can't go, then I'd like to see him start with those guys and see what that can bring. The end of the third, it was almost power play almost for 3.5 minutes or whatever it was. Part of that was 5-on-3, but never really a full 5-on-3. But I think guys kind of got disinterested at that point too. Otherwise, they probably would have scored a goal. It's funny, after the game, Rashog was asking Tippett a question, and kind of what happened or whatever. Tippett basically blamed Rashog for them taking it on the chin tonight, because I guess Rashog put out a article or something about how well Mikko was doing or whatever, and Dave just threw it back at him like, well, he gave up 2 bad ones tonight. I laughed at that. I thought it was pretty funny. Kind of taking a run at Rashog. Rashog was a little bit deer in the headlights when he went to ask him another question after that. It was pretty funny. I don't know if comments are turned off tonight or what, but I can't see anybody say anything. I know there's a few of you watching and stuff, but say hi if you can say hi and I can see it, because nothing's working right now. Piece of shit. Ah, there. Okay, it's working. You guys are just real quiet. Which is new. Oh, man. Yeah, on Saturday, I was supposed to have that Flames buddy of mine, Matt, was going to come over and learn how to do all this shit, but he bailed on me, so I didn't have to teach, and I worked out for the better, because after the game Saturday, I pretty much just crashed anyway. I was tired. I know we play on Friday, but I haven't checked the schedule to see who it is. What do you guys think, though? Should I start going back to playing music with the little post-game shows? If we get back into that, then right now I stream to like Periscope and YouTube and Facebook, but if I play music, then Facebook and YouTube will like fucking shut the video down. Periscope doesn't seem to give a shit whatsoever, so. But really, I'm not drawing much attention at all ever off of Facebook and YouTube, so I don't really give a shit. You guys just come here and it's cool. Hang out, drink a beer, play some songs, talk some hockey. Taylor Hall, yeah, there's definitely a lot of buzz going on about that. I kind of said tonight that with all the buzz about Taylor Hall, I would take a serious look at getting Tyler Toffoli, because I think it would cost you about a third of what it would to get Hall back, and you might be better set up for the future. Yeah, I think if you're gonna have Hall for the future, then you're gonna say goodbye. Well, I mean, if you can swing it, if you get rid of Larson and Russell, then you've got the money. But I don't know if Taylor Hall's commanding more than $8 million. Then that probably means Larson, Russell, and Zach Kassian. Because you're probably going to need $10 million to keep him. And for me, I don't know. That's, you're patching a hole in the boat by creating three others, I think. So I just don't know if it's worth it. if only it was the NBA and you could just pay a luxury tax and get rings. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what really Leon's thought process would be. I've heard it brought up. Maybe he doesn't care. Maybe he would care. But some people, some people, question whether or not, if you paid Taylor Hall, say 9, 10, 11, whatever $1 million, but anything over 8, if you wouldn't create a situation of envy or jealousy or just resentment from Leon Draisaitl. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know Leon well enough as a person. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's about winning too, but really honestly, I don't know enough. I don't know him enough. I just don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think you know what I think the NHL is a totally different ball game than the NBA when it comes to contracts. I think a lot of players want kind of to know what their future is going to be more so than NBA guys. Seem to be able to get bigger contracts for a short period of time. I think hockey players, for the most part, unless they're playing for the Leafs, want kind of that guaranteed money, almost like an NFL guy. Like they want that big contract, guaranteed money, future set, and that's funny. We talk about guys like Taylor Hall being done already. Like I guess when you're 43, they're all still kids. McDavid's still he's still in minor hockey. Man, the fucking guy's a ninja. That one play, he just danced around 5 cents like nobody's business. Like it's almost like when you watch little kids play. Like when little kids play hockey, there's the puck, and then everybody's right around the puck. It's the same thing with McDavid. He's got the puck, and the whole team is right around him, and he's just dusts through them all and ends up all alone. And yeah, luckily for the Sens, Anderson played a pretty good game. Otherwise, the game would have been over in the first period. I guess that's the thing about Ottawa. For whatever reason, Anderson can play really well against the Oilers, and then not do too much too much else. I don't get it, but that's the way it seems to go. Yeah, no, he's been stellar for them against us. So what's happening tonight, Deems? You working or are you just chilling or what's up? Cooking a late night supper. Very, very nice. Hopefully they get some troops back for Friday night. Becomes oh, there you go. Gonna go see a Thunder game. Um, as much as people want to talk about Nuge being out, I really think missing Cassian takes a toll on the team too. I mean, if you looked around tonight, how many stiff checks were thrown? I mean, they just become a different team when Cassian's in the fold. It just become a lot harder to play against. Oh, Westbrook to OKC. There you go. I haven't, watched. Really, I haven't watched much NBA ball this season yet. Shame on me. And really, I should check out a couple of Raptors games. I know they're doing well with Kawhi being gone. They're still holding their own. Yeah, yeah. No, I know Westbrook's in Houston with Harden, but I just haven't checked them out. I haven't watched LeBron and Antonio Davis. And yeah, I don't know. I got into the playoffs last year, but for whatever reason, well, I know why. I just what, I was a '90s NBA fan, and I just see the NBA now as too passive, too offensive orientated. Like it's almost like you get punished for playing hard nosed defense, and they don't want to see that. They just want to see pretty plays and wide open threes, and I don't know. I used to love, like, I was a big Bulls fan. Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, those guys, all of them. And, as big of Jordan fan as I was, I love the kind of playoff wars, like between the Knicks, Bulls, Pistons, Bulls. Um, I mean, even early Celtics or Indiana Pacers. Like it just was a lot more physical, and you had to work real hard to score. No protected area. Oh, you're in the air there. We'll just let you go. Like none of that shit. Yeah, as much as I hated the Bad Boys Pistons, I definitely respected them, and you had to earn it. And I think going against those guys made guys like Jordan and Pippen just that much better. They had to get stronger and meaner and just more mentally tough to play those guys. Yeah, yeah. And they don't even, you know what? They don't even dunk the ball hard anymore. You just kind of place it in the rim. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. LeBron James, outweighs Michael Jordan by about 60 pounds, and he's got a couple more inches of height on him, and I don't think he dunks the ball as hard. I mean, Charles Barkley was dunking harder than LeBron. Yeah, Steph Curry. I mean, he crosses half court. He's got really impressive range, but it's too easy for him. Like, I mean, people, yeah. He's a great dribbler and he frees himself up a lot, but I just don't see him having to fight through a lot to make his shots. It's, yeah. He probably has, honestly, the most impressive range I've seen probably ever. I mean, Dan Marley used to knock down some pretty deep threes, but Steph does it on the regular, and pretty much as soon as he crosses half court, he's dangerous. But yeah, that'll conclude my NBA. All right, screenshot the screenshot of the screenshot. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh man. Yeah, well, I think the Golden State Warriors have been canceled. Their run has concluded. Probably take them a couple years to kind of get back. Yeah, no, you know what? I'm not sure. Sports can be a funny thing. For a while, you think that dynasty can go on forever, and things happen, and other teams evolve, and your window is closed. Have a good night, Deems. Well, I don't have a lot more to say, and I kind of went on about NBA stuff, so I'm gonna shut her down too. You guys, as I always say when I conclude these, keep your sticks on the ice and keep reaching for the stars, and we'll probably look to get a win Friday night. And I'll probably do another one of these Sunday night after Sunday's game. Take care, and good night. Peace.